Warning, this podcast contains spoilers.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 10, Them. I'm your host, Clio, and with me I have John. Dom.
How's it going?
And Michele.
Hi.
What up?
Back!
Yeah, you guys are back.
Thank you.
Yay.
Yes,
You're
we're
here.
back
Yep.
again.
Has to say. Yeah.
There is an insane amount of symbolism in this episode,
Yep.
which got me thinking, what does the title mean? Them.
I think that it actually means that they've sort of become unrecognizable. The group, they become unrecognizable to themselves. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with John on that, because one of the very early scenes that we see in the episode, the whole group is walking, and they got the walkers behind them, and they almost look like a group of walkers themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Dragging their feet, they're hunched over, they're waddling.
They're so
Definitely.
trained.
They're waddling?
Yeah, like, they're shuffling their feet
Okay.
instead of actually picking their feet up.
Maybe hobbling is the word.
They're so emotionally drained. Everything
Shuffle.
they've been through. Beth, Tyrese.
Well,
now.
it's going along at the same point where Rick goes later on and says, in order to kind of get through this, you have to think that you are dead. So we're technically walking dead.
The Walking Dead.
Because-
That moment, I was like,
How-
ooh.
Name drop.
Yeah, I threw the pillow and I was like, he said the name of the show!
And then I picked.
I started
picked the name up off
questioning.
the floor.
I started questioning the show at that point. I go, is the title of the show talking about the zombies, or is it talking about the people? I go, was that their intention all along? Are they talking about the people?
I
I-
bet that was their intention
I
all
think that
along.
was
And I mean,
it.
I didn't read the comics, so I don't know which direction they take it in the comics, but they definitely are saying that this show is about the people who are alive, because they are the Walking Dead.
I've read the comics, and it is definitely a lot more about the emotional aspect and the development and the mindset of the group as a whole and individual, and what they go through and their transformations and things they see and how they all take it how it affects each and every one individually.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I could see it definitely being towards calling them as a whole the Walking Dead more so than the zombies.
Yeah.
It's just a good title, fitting title.
Yeah, I concur.
Being
pretty
post-
It's just the fact that I even had to second guess what the show is actually about. It totally threw me into this spiral perspective of I don't even know where I came out in the end.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't like zombies. Most zombie things I don't like. I like The Walking Dead for the non-zombie stuff that happens in the zombie world.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I mean, at the point in which Walking Dead kind of came out was at the peak
Mhm.
of the zombie
Yeah.
thing. Like, zombies had been overdone, overplayed, and they just squeezed in under the wire.
Yeah, I almost didn't start watching this because I was so fucking sick of zombies.
Yeah.
But thank God I did.
War factor.
Just-
Again.
I only watch it because I like Left 4 Dead. Literally, I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And then I heard it was a comic book that was really good.
Yeah.
And then I just heard it was a great comic from people.
Yeah. Good.
Figured the show was going to be good. Hey, kind of was.
And it's funny because I can see the phrase "We are the Walking Dead" turn into something in the fandom verse as big as "So Say We All" from Battlestar Galactica. Like, I can see that on shirts. I would wear that shirt.
Yeah. Put that in the Walking Dead font, I'd
Oh.
wear it.
Yeah.
With maybe a bloody handprint. Yeah, I'm all.
Oh, I thought that little box that plays the music, and all of a sudden you hit your chest. Do 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 do.
You like those music. Yeah.
Yes.
Bring back.
Yes, I would love that.
I'm sorry, because all I could think of is the Kuthra shirt from Big Bang,
Oh god.
where it just had all the sound effects. He kept on hitting his chest with sound effects.
Yeah, that would be a
That's
great addition to a T-shirt.
It would be cool.
So we get some Gabriel this episode. Now, I know we don't like Gabriel. You know, he's a dickwad.
I kind of changed my opinion on Gabriel this episode.
Yeah.
And then even more so on the Talking Dead after. Did you guys happen to catch the...
I didn't watch it.
Me and Pat watched a little.
I watched a little bit, but
Yeah,
like
the actor that plays Gabriel was on there, and he started talking about like a lot of the things that he did to kind of create this character, and like he's one of the things that really got me was he said the cast, right? The cast was already this established group, and then he watched these episodes to kind of catch up and to see what they were, and he said they're very much a group of people that are like, you know, they're friendly, they know each other inside out, whatever. And he's coming in as the outcast of the group. So wherever the town or whatever that they all live in right now, he made sure to get a place outside of that town. He isolated himself. And then he would come in and go to work, and they'd ask him to come out or whatever, and he kept making excuses not to go hang out with them so that isolation could be portrayed properly on the show. And that kind of method acting and stuff that actor had talked about really, like, made me appreciate that character that much more.
That is method as fuck.
It is.
Good acting.
yeah,
It is.
I understand that, and yes, he may be a really good character per se, but I think he's a douche.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
Yeah. The character is, for sure. And
Yeah.
that's the problem with watching TV shows,
But-
too, is I cast certain actors into typecast roles. You know, like, Nick Cage is a perfect example of that. Like, anything Nick Cage is going to be extremely over the top and ridiculous. And then you cast him in something like National Treasure, where he's not, and I forget how good of an actor Nick Cage can be.
That is very true, although
Yeah.
he did have his over-the-top moments in those.
He had a few, but, you know, he's got to sneak one in. It's like when you cast Dwayne Johnson in any kind of movie or whatever. He's throwing out the rock bottom, he's throwing out the people's elbow. He's still got that, he still throws the wrestler stuff in there.
It's true.
But you forget how good of an actor they can be outside of that, you know?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely.
They fall into that typecast type situation.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I get it with, you know, the actor may be phenomenal, but let's go into Gabriel being the jackass he was, where essentially he's telling Maggie, oh, it's okay. If you want to talk about your problems, I'm here. I'm a man of God to help you. And it's
Yeah.
like, really? You're the one that let your flock die? You're the one that hid in the corner when this shit was going down. I'm supposed to talk to you?
Like you couldn't even save your own. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
I
mean,
mean-
that's Maggie has legitimate reasons for not wanting to talk to him, to not want to be
Yeah.
near him.
Right.
But on Gabriel's side, he made a mistake, and he knows he made a mistake, and
Oh,
we saw him. He hand rewrote the Bible like 100 times. He's trying to make up for this terrible mistake that he made,
Yes.
I mean,
and it's been haunting.
when you go to confession, what do? You grab, like, rosary beads and say, like, 12 Hail Marys? Like, so, and instead of him, he can't really, like, you know, I guess he could, but instead of that, his confession, like, his atonement was to rewrite the Bible 37 million times over.
Exactly. You couldn't really go
Right,
to
which
convention.
I understand, but I think in certain aspects, like, where is God?
Yes.
That's where it's becoming the standpoint. And with him even throwing his collar into the fire, it's like, dude, game over. God's not around anymore. This is hell.
Well, it
Like,
is a
we have
living house.
officially
It is
made
their-
it to hell on earth. There's no God here. Like, that's
Yeah.
essentially, that's what I got out of the symbolism of it. Is all of a sudden he's just like, you know what? Fuck it.
Screw the collar.
There's no God.
Well,
I think he
and-
feels like, since he turned his back and betrayed all those people, that God's mad at him, and, like, his faith is dwindling.
Yeah, it's either that or I'm damned. Like, you know what? There's nothing I can do to atone for this.
Well,
You know,
grow-
until the rain drops, and then
But
you
you
just
grow-
see him start crying, and, like,
he was saying sorry.
yeah.
He actually was apologizing
He
to.
was asking God to
God.
forgive him for burning the collar.
Yeah.
Because it was like a
Yeah.
sign, you know, God's still there.
I mean, he grew up believing that he'd be that, that God should be there in times of disarray and everything like that. And he hadn't seen it for a long time and was starting to lose hope. But again, like you were saying, the rain, it's like maybe he is still there. He's just testing us, like in the Bible.
And I think he really shocked Maggie when he threw the collar, because Maggie was just like,
I know. She's like,
say what?
I know. She's like, what?
yeah.
It's confused.
Touche, holy man.
So I don't even think she thought he was gonna give up. Because
No.
I guess it's because she saw how strong her father's faith was.
Right.
So maybe
That's
she just
they have to keep moving.
I think Maggie is beyond the point of having faith anymore. Like, after everything she's been through, everything that she's seen. And so having him as the embodiment of faith, she's just going to hate him regardless.
I
don't know if it's necessarily about hate. I think it's more about, I don't trust you, you abandoned your flock, and now you're trying to give me advice. Don't talk to me. I think that's all it is. I'm not sure she hates him.
Well, I guess hate is the wrong word, but I mean, like, she
Resent?
doesn't... Yeah, kind of.
I'm going to go with Dom, and not the fact that she hates him. She hates the idealism of him.
Right.
The idealism of...
She hates everything that he embodies, everything he symbolizes.
Because she's
at
God. I mean...
Yeah, I think more of it is she resents God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think so.
She's taking it out on him.
Of God, so.
But a priest is essentially, he is the path to God. You talk to a priest to be able to atone for your sins, then direct it to God.
Right.
He's the embodiment of that on earth. So it's like, well, I hate you because you're everything that reminds me of faith, of everything that I was taught.
Exactly.
And everything like that has gone out the window because everybody that I love has died other than Glenn.
It's like, how could God let this happen? All of this bad stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and I think the two
voice of
people
God.
she can
Essentially.
connect in her life to religion are the ones who have died.
Right.
So I think that's also part of it. But I can see down the line, if Gabriel survives, who knows? Who fucking knows? But I can see her asking for a confession.
You see him kind of join the group at the end.
Yeah. I was going to say, he really helped out in the barn. I mean, they all hands on deck to hold that door down.
Oh, definitely.
No,
so
when you've seen him in the past, he runs the other way when there's trouble.
Right.
Like, he's always run the other way.
Yeah.
Even in the church when he was going down in the hole or whatever and the zombie fell on the knife, like, he was still running, like he's still being a coward. This time he actually stepped up. I'm going to hold this door. I'm going to be part of this team.
He realizes, I think he has to. I mean, if there's any way of having
and I think
sense of, like, feeling connected to the group. Like, you have to help. Quit being so cowardly and stubborn and help.
And I think feeling like God abandoned him and then seeing the rain again renewed his faith. So I think he's got a different outlook on everything now.
Look at all the Jesus.
That definitely helped. They were all so dehydrated at that point.
Was anyone else thinking that the barn scene was kind of a dream at first?
Yes.
Yeah. At first, I said to Pat, I was like, "Were they all dreaming that all the zombies were pushing against the door, or did that actually happen?"
Because they were holding the door, and then like the lightning goes off, and you hear like stuff on the other side of the door, but the door's still being pushed, and all this stuff, and then they wake up and they're all spread back across the barn, and I'm like, wait, was this a nightmare or something that Gabriel was having?
You order that, and then
I thought it would have been, if it was anyone, it would have been Maggie, because we saw Maggie wake up.
Yeah.
Maggie,
but I didn't think it was. I don't know why I didn't think it was a dream. I was just okay.
Like, I thought so, and then I was like, no, it's got to be real.
And the way it was shot did make it seem very abrupt, but it was just that probably they had been holding that door for the majority of the night until all those zombies just got swept up, and then they went to sleep.
The reason why I thought it was a dream, though, is because they were spread back out across the barn. I figured they all kind of would have been huddled, backs against the door, fell asleep leaning on the door, or something like that, and there's very little of that.
Well, yeah, but I think that's because the zombies all got swept away, and it was like, there's no push.
Yeah.
Maybe we can go to sleep.
And that's also like a miracle that they, in a way, that the zombies all got swept away and, impaled on pieces of bark and this and that.
The barn wasn't destroyed.
Yeah, because the path was right next to them.
My one flaw with that, though, was... So, it seemed like what attracted the zombies there in the first place was, number one, that they were following the group. But, no, I guess not, because... Didn't they, like, slaughter them all or something? I don't... But, so the doors. It was the doors that were swinging and making the noise, which seemed to attract the zombies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But then you have this big thunder and lightning storm, which is making way much more noise than that. Wouldn't the zombies be following the sound of the thunder?
Well, I thought it was the fire, because while the door was not completely shut, there was a fire burning in the barn.
True. And the scent of human, I mean, obviously.
Yeah, I think they are attracted to fire, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, flashing lights.
Yeah.
Like just any
And
movement
voices.
that they can see, they're just like, oh.
But you
Yeah,
think
I saw the fire through the barn door.
they were soaked at the same point.
Yeah.
You figure soaked flesh and everything is going to be a
Their
big
sense
kind
of
of smell.
They probably still have their senses.
Mhm. Maybe.
What was that face for, Cleo?
Soaked flesh.
Like a red dog. Like that's the only thing I can think of. You
Their
know?
No, I
flesh
know.
was very moist.
Say it.
Yeah.
No, it's not about that word. I don't care about the word moist. I know some people don't like it. I don't care.
It's all how you say it.
It's the image.
Moist.
Well, I don't know if they have their sense of smell. I'm fairly certain they discussed this, and at this point, they can only really detect movement.
Well,
Like, I
no,
think-
because
Blood too.
Michonne, Rick, Glenn, we've all seen them douse
Oh,
themselves
that's true.
in
Yeah,
zombie parts
Aaron,
and
I
pass
guess.
the
Yeah,
zombies.
you're right.
I was gonna say, what are they, Tyrannosaurus Rexes?
I think they can smell blood.
They
Definitely.
can't see you if you don't move.
Yes.
Throw the flare.
Price yourself as one of them. Yeah.
But they've used noise and stuff like that to distract them.
Right, that's why I said, that's
Before,
why
so-
the whole thing, you have a thunder and lightning storm going on, and that light
Yeah.
and sound is not distracting them, it's the noise of the
The
barn door
doors.
and the fire. That's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it just,
It didn't
it didn't
didn't
fit
jive
to
with me either.
Yeah.
Because you would think like lightning and thunder would just make them scatter because it's just lights in the sky, so they're just going to walk in every which direction but straight.
Yeah.
You know, I that's what I would think, but who knows?
But then again, it's like a natural. I don't know. Maybe it's natural, natural noises. But then again,
I don't know how they would distinguish the difference.
They
Yeah.
couldn't.
it's true.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There's no thought.
I think it's whatever senses are working. Like, I'm sure there are walkers who are missing senses or whatever. So I think that they were all just able to see the fire. Because
And
the
they do
noise would have
travel-
literally been all around them.
They do travel in packs, so
Yeah.
I guess maybe they were just okay. Follow that one.
I was
Yeah.
just say that.
Yeah,
Like,
but are they following in packs because they're in a pack, or because they're all hearing and seeing the same thing?
Well,
They
probably
just happen to group up, and then, it's just out of circumstance, and then there's a noise, so they all turn to follow the noise, and that's when they end up grouping. Like, so there's a noise, and a bunch of zombies go to the noise, so now you have a group of zombies. Now another noise goes off in the distance, and they all just start walking towards that noise. I think it's an unintentional pack. I don't think it's like a let's group up and go get food together kind of thing.
Well, I also think that it's
Yeah.
you heard something and you're going that way. I may not have heard it, but you're going that way, so maybe there's food. You're
Yeah.
groaning more. Maybe you know where food is.
What is
Right.
that?
part that could be. I think it's a 50-50 split.
No, probably. It's probably mostly luck, chance, whatever.
I would love to see an episode from the perspective of a zombie.
What a zombie thinks coming next week. Like I
Day in
said,
the life. Yeah, that would be pretty impressive.
But it's not about those Walking Deads. It's about living
I
ones.
know,
No,
but
I know,
so
but
maybe a
so
web
take
episode.
somebody who had a slow death, like not an immediate abrupt death. Somebody that was dying maybe during the apocalypse, right? They weren't like patient zero or anything like that. Somebody who's dying during the apocalypse died of hunger, or something, and you see that transformation of them into zombie, and then still follow them for a little bit at the end while they're a zombie to see what the zombie
Like they
itself is
died
doing.
with a GoPro on their chest.
Yeah.
I don't.
They could do a webisode of that. I
They
think
could.
that would
I
be
was just
good
gonna say
content
that.
for the
Yeah,
internet.
maybe extra content
not
of that,
TV,
but I don't think that
They
would
could.
work in the
Just-
show.
Great.
Walking Dead's had what, 3 different sets of webisodes so far?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I got a side note.
Walking Dead does too. One.
Go.
We had the dogs being barbecued.
Yes.
Does
Yes.
anybody think that smell? Because they weren't that far away when they barbecued the dog from the barn.
Oh, I see. So they attracted them before the rain started,
Maybe.
So,
It
and
could be.
the barn was not far. So yeah.
like
This guy, he knows things.
Speaking of the dogs, this is like the first time we've seen these kinds of feral, desperate animals attack humans.
And by feral, desperate animals, you mean house dogs covered in barbecue sauce.
well, animals.
Before they were covered in barbecue sauce, they were about to attack the party. So,
Yeah. Dogs
Mm-hmm.
hunting.
I only say because they actually said on The Walking Dead that that's what they were covered in barbecue sauce. That's legit.
That's
barbecue sauce.
that sounds about right.
was it dog meat or was it pork?
They didn't specify.
It
I'm
didn't
sure.
specify.
I'm sure it was pork. I mean, come on. They said no dogs were harmed in the making.
No, I had to.
No, they didn't say no dogs were harmed. They said no dogs were eaten. That's what they said. They said no dogs were eaten on a show where humans eat humans.
So maybe
Yes.
the dogs,
But not in real life.
maybe those dogs were drenched in barbecue sauce, but they
No, because there was blood spatter on the dogs. That's what he means.
Yeah, it was a
joke.
Did you guys not get that? Really?
No.
no.
No,
Sorry.
I thought they meant on the dog meat.
No,
Gentlemen,
not
gentlemen,
the
high
dog
five.
meat. The actual dogs were covered
Yes.
in barbecue sauce themselves to give them
Barbecue
that
sauce.
mangy look.
I
Like what?
get that now.
You
Yeah,
didn't
I was-
see like the blood, like
Last
patched
horses.
fur.
No, I did see that, and I saw
Yeah.
on the collar and everything.
That was
afterwards, yeah.
BBQ sauce.
Oh.
The
Barbecue sauce.
last horse crosses the finish line.
I don't know.
Your dick.
I don't even have a truck.
I'm just saying though, like me.
I get that one.
That's, that's,
I got that reference.
that's an inside joke that now our viewers are the only ones not clued in on.
And it's okay.
It'd be too long a story, guys.
It would be.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
So
Back to the episode.
yeah, let's talk about the music box.
Oh.
Now I don't. Is this an object we've seen in other episodes? Because I can't remember.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I
There
think
was
we
one
did.
other episode. I don't remember.
I think we
what.
saw
Oh,
the houses, and that's what Carl took.
that's right.
One of the houses.
Oh, from last week?
No, not last week. We're
When they were
talking like
looting him when Rick
season
and
Wow.
4 or something like that.
when they were in those.
I
Yeah,
thought Carl said he found it in the woods.
maybe he did. I don't know. I thought I remember him. Yeah, because when him and Rick were out, right? Wasn't that
Is
what
yeah.
you're talking about?
Yeah, it was him
Yeah.
and Rick because Rick
Before
was
they met
beating
those
the
bikers.
fuck, you know.
Those bikers.
Yeah,
Oh Jesus Christ! That was the end of last season.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I think it was then.
Funny they brought that.
I mean, the music box looked familiar to me, but I just kind
Whatever.
of dismissed it as I saw that in another show somewhere. So
Yeah, I mean I knew it had significance.
yeah.
So what? And what exactly was the reason why Carl specifically gave it to Maggie?
I know the
Just-
ballerina
sure.
kind of symbolized Beth, and I don't know if that's
Yeah.
what Carl was thinking at the time, but
Probably, yeah.
I think he just wanted to cheer her up. Honestly,
Also, probably the music.
hmm.
The
yeah.
fact that jewelry boxes play that kind of music.
But it was broke.
That's
Which-
no.
Which, ironically enough, also very much symbolized Beth, as she was the one to sing to the group all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Music.
Right. Like the music was
But it
gone.
was broken.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then Daryl fixed
And
it.
Daryl fixed it.
Well,
That's sweet, Daryl.
I feel like, all right, now here's my stupid theory. It's like plot music. So as soon as like plot happened, the music box started playing.
Yes. No.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Action music that plays those, like creepy, scary movies.
I really like that Maggie just went, Sasha, come, follow me. And Sasha just followed her all the way to the sunrise and then was like, I've got this music box, listen.
And look at the sunrise.
Listen.
Yay.
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 But I really liked that moment. It was adorbs.
It was beautiful.
It's so pretty.
It was.
It's hope for another day to move
Well,
on. But
It's
Sasha probably wanted
it's
to
something
give
to
up.
make up for Sasha being a damn idiot.
Well, she
She's
lost-
not a damn idiot.
No,
loves
I'm
her
meaning.
mother.
I'm not meaning that. Okay, let me rephrase that.
She's very
Hey, hold
rational.
on. Let me finish. I'm not meaning that she's a damn idiot in general, but like she really fucked up this episode.
Oh, no doubt.
She did.
Did you see
Yeah.
Rick almost got bit because of her stupid
Yeah.
ass?
Yeah.
Because
Daryl saves the day, motherfucker.
you know.
I
But
was
yeah,
hoping
no,
Rick
you're
got bit.
totally right that she
Husband losing.
became a tiny rage monster.
I think losing Tyrese was just like the last straw for her, and she was like, not thinking.
Her faith is also kind of broken.
Yeah.
This episode really showed you from 3 different people how it can really be not that there's 3 ends of the spectrum, but it's almost like a triangle, you know, of completely different ways to handle it.
Yeah, because you have Maggie being completely solace. You have Daryl crying like a baby almost.
That made me sad.
Which made me hurt. Like
He's
that.
crying like a man, son. He's
Well,
crying like a
I
man.
forgot about Daryl,
Well,
so yeah, you're right.
We're
So
gonna talk about Daryl next. Let's talk about Sasha.
Yeah, okay.
Like a fucking moron deciding
the
to
woman,
stab
like
everything.
she's
Yeah.
just angry.
I guess it's like a quadrilateral.
Yeah, it's
Now-
Yeah, Gabriel giving up faith.
Okay, now it's a
exactly.
pentagram.
We're seeing a bunch of different ways of people dealing with the situation.
with
Now,
loss.
I have a question.
Yes.
When I'm just curious if anyone else thought this. When Sasha and Maggie went outside, did anyone else think that they were just going to go out to like go slaughter some crap to blow off steam?
No.
Like I just got that weirdest feeling like they're just going to go kill shit for a while.
I didn't.
I had no
I
clue.
don't know why I thought that.
I thought
I
I
thought
the
they were
way
going on a
Maggie-
murder spree.
The way
Yeah.
Maggie was
Fun.
carrying
It's
herself,
gonna be
the fact
fun.
that she brought the box with her, it was very much like, let's have a quiet moment against
Maybe.
all of this zombie
I don't
shit.
know.
Let's just
let's recollect our thoughts here. Let's
I
zen
just-
for a moment.
I just thought it for a minute when I was watching it. I was like,
I can see where you
cool.
think that. But
She opens up the music box and starts slaughtering everybody.
Yeah, just stabbing the crap out of stuff. It would have been cool.
Man, rekill the zombies
So,
that are
John,
Yeah,
you mentioned plot music.
plot music.
Is that the only reason you think it started playing when they met the dude?
He,
like, dude.
No, no, I don't.
More symbolism?
I think it might have been, but like possibly to misdirect us.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the music was supposed to symbolize like, oh yay, something joyous is happening, something new, but it's not.
Who is this
Never.
guy?
No.
Who is
I
this
feel like
actor?
it was more when the music started playing, it's like, oh shit, what?
Well, then now you
That's
all-
not supposed to happen. What's happening?
Right.
What's going
Or
on?
maybe that. Maybe like this shouldn't be happening and it is. Why?
Well, we have this
Because-
random guy who knows like them, who knows who they are. But
Well, apparently he knows how to get some water, so.
yeah, and he knows Rick by name. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not,
Is
not,
that how? What?
Do you guys think he's left over from Terminus?
really.
Like you obviously
No.
are connected
Nope.
to something.
I don't. I think
I
that.
don't think so. I think everyone
think
from
worse
Terminus
things.
is alive.
Because I mean, Terminus was a big plot. Like a lot of people forget now. Terminus, they built Terminus up to be this big thing with all these cannibals and everything, and that was resolved in like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Yep. Remember, everybody
So-
thought Terminus was going to be a safe haven, and then all of a sudden it like was this
So
like
do you think Terminus is done? Like they blew up this big place, but we did see that there were refugees that left, that went looking,
That's true.
scouting. So
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, we have seen, we brought up last week the group that's going around called the Wolves, and we saw the whole town of zombies with the W's carved into their heads, and
Yes.
you know all that. But and then we've seen the graffiti that said the wolves are here, or wolves are watching us, or something like that. But do you think the wolves may be the leftover group of Terminus? Instead of calling themselves termites, they're calling themselves the wolves now.
No, because the incident that happened with the wolves at that compound happened a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Right.
So
Okay.
I don't think it's anyone who escaped from Terminus.
well, in the comic, Terminus was very shortly, if I remember correctly, it was done with just kind of like in a short period of time, just like the show. So I don't think.
I mean, I do think this man is from the wolves.
I think so.
As to who he is or how he knows Rick's name, maybe Morgan has something to do with that.
So he must have a connection to somebody that knew Rick. Or that's encountered his group.
Someone they've met before.
It very well could be Morgan, because we have not seen very much of Morgan. We saw him in 3 post-credit scenes now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all we've seen him this season.
Yeah, and we've seen him alone.
But we saw him following those odd marks on the trees. Did we ever find out what those marks were?
There were marks that were just a slash. Those were the termite marks. But the circle with the X, we still don't know.
Slenderman.
Who's obviously it's Slenderman, but we still don't know who left those marks.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be the wolves, but the wolves would just leave a W. I would think. So maybe those are Morgan's. The circle with the X.
The circles seem almost like crosshairs to me. That's kind of the approach that I took them at. So I don't know if they're priority targets of something.
Possible.
You know, I don't know.
Or maybe Morgan didn't leave those. Maybe Morgan is following someone else's trail.
Could be too.
I don't know. I think there's at least 3 other elements at play besides Rick's group. So
yeah,
we're just gonna have to wait to see which one fucks him over first.
They're always in fucked up situations.
Yep.
So let's talk about Sasha's anger issues. She really just, fucked up this nice, simple, throw the zombies in a pit plan. By starting to stab them.
It seemed like a pretty good plan.
Or the throwing them in the pit, or start to stab them?
Yeah.
Both?
Throwing them in the pit.
Yeah. No, that was going well.
It seemed very, energy efficient. They're on the brink of starvation, right?
Yeah.
They're really conserving their food. Rick doesn't even want Judith, little kick-ass, ass kicker, to eat. I know when she's hungry. Like, he got all snippy.
I know.
And
yeah.
So they're really conserving things. They don't have a lot of water. Daryl didn't even want to drink water because they didn't have that much.
Right.
So to conserve their energy in a time like that, it seemed like a really good plan. But then Sasha had to go in, knives blazing, and it almost got the group killed.
I mean, it almost makes me think of Animal from the Muppets, where it's just like the slow pace, like her.
Animal is the best drummer.
He is the best drummer.
Yeah, no, that's what it made me think of. It's like, we're going at a slow pace. Okay.
Tempo.
I just want to stab something.
She almost stabbed Michonne, too.
She did.
Yeah.
She cut
She stabbed a lot of things.
No, who the hell did she cut? Who's the
Abraham.
Abraham.
She cut him.
Abraham on the bicep, and he just goes and goes back to stabbing things.
Bitch is crazy.
She's like, bitch, you did what?
Yeah.
That's what that look was.
He's like, I know you didn't. I know you didn't just.
Abraham, for having one line in this episode, was just really funny.
Yeah.
From the looks he was throwing people to the drinking, just like he found a liquor bottle and just drank the whole thing.
All of it. I was
he did offer it up though.
Once.
He did offer it up.
So dehydrated that man.
Hey, look, you say no, that's it. Done.
No, you don't want it. Our rest is mine.
All right.
Yeah.
Although I really did like how he's still protecting
Eugene.
Yeah. That.
Eugene goes to drink the water, he just bitch slaps that thing out of his hand.
Slapped it out of his hand.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not drinking that.
I don't know about you, but I would have let Eugene just fucking drink it.
Bitch, no.
Taste test.
Eugene's been through a lot, right? I don't think... Eugene is very smart, too, when it comes down to it. Yeah, he may not be the most helpful person when it comes to a fight or whatever, but he's got some really good ideas. Eugene, I wouldn't let him drink it. If Abraham wanted to drink it, that's completely different story.
You just don't like him. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, I love.
He's a
Abraham.
hothead.
Yeah,
I think he's having.
but they all can be at times. Well, a lot of them can.
He's having a lot of problems, Abraham, right now, dealing with what he did,
Yeah.
losing control. But his instincts are to protect Eugene.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's all gonna come.
I mean,
They're gonna have to talk it out soon. It's gonna
after
have
that
to
whole battle with and Sasha going nuts, I would have let her drink it.
I wouldn't let anybody drink it if anybody thought there was something wrong.
To be honest, I would have drank it. I'm not gonna lie, I would have drank it,
Abraham would have smacked it out of your hand.
and I would have smacked Abraham and taken another bottle.
And he would have slugged you in the mouth, and you wouldn't have waken up for 3 days. What?
I don't know.
And then I would have woken up, and the first thing out of my mouth would have been, "Give me some of that water."
Yo, where that water at?
Anyone else thirsty?
Just bitch slapped
Thirsty.
it out of his hand. I loved it. He was like, "No, we do not do that here."
No.
No.
Stab it.
I tell you, we do not drink water.
So I know we talked about it last week about Noah and what Tyrese told him, and how Noah and Sasha are going to be from now on, because obviously they're going to have some connection, because Noah was sort of given help by Tyrese. So
Yeah.
Noah reaches out to Sasha and is like, I need some help. I need you to tell me everything's going to be okay. And Sasha's just like, I can't tell you that.
She's like, no, you're dead.
Well, no, she didn't say that. She said, you got to do it. Just, you don't have a choice.
No, she didn't say that. She said, then you're not going to make it. Those are her words.
Yeah, I remember her saying that. She
Yeah,
was like,
She said, then you're not going to make
Oh,
it.
okay. Sorry, I think Rick said that. You got to
well,
do
he goes, well, he
or,
goes,
or Daryl. I forget. Someone said
Yes.
you just have to do it.
he said
Right.
to Sasha, he goes, I don't think I can.
I
do
believe it was Carol.
And then she said, you can't. He literally
No, well,
said, I
you're
don't
not
think
gonna
I can
make it.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's just because that's how Sasha feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he might
Well, she said that.
saw him die. He was,
She said it to Maggie. Yeah, she doesn't think she's gonna make it.
yeah.
But I hope from now on, or at least in the future, Sasha's gonna start seeing things differently.
I hope so too, but
At least
I
more
mean,
level-headed.
they're all having doubts, but I think they can all help each other through them. That's for
Yeah.
sure. They have in the past. I mean, what's going to stop?
I really think that the whole barn incident, where they had to all come together as a group, I think that put them into perspective of stop being so selfish about my emotions. We need to man up and do this as a group.
Yeah.
And then the stranger that kind of wandered in at the end there, I think that's really gonna solidify them even further as a group.
Well, it's true. We need to get back to what's most important at hand is just getting our safety and getting to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the last thing we have to talk about is Daryl.
Oh, Daryl.
Can I?
I love him.
Yeah. And I love how Carol was like, "Oh no, I'm coming with you."
I know.
Oh no.
I mean, are those cigarettes even smokable at this point? Like, that tobacco's got to be destroyed.
So dry. He's probably just like smoking like grains. Grass.
I mean, I couldn't tell you. I don't know how cigarettes work. I never smoked.
I see you light them and then never mind.
Yeah, probably smokable, but it's probably berries.
John, that's a very me answer right there. I
I'm gonna
liked it.
die tonight. If I'm not here tomorrow.
She is coming over to see you immediately
I know.
after
Now
this.
she has
Yeah.
more reason to do so.
Yeah.
To murder me.
No.
This pen.
I'll bring my buddy. He'll help me out.
Oh.
Talking about little rage monsters.
Gee.
Oh, that's so cute.
Valentine's Day. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about Daryl for a minute. So the cigarette was not just for smoking, as we saw. Engaged in a little bit of self-injury there, and he's clearly done it before because he has scars from it.
Mm-hmm.
So
But do you think that's his doing beforehand, or was that like the abusive family he used to grow up with?
well, I think it's him, and this is the only reason why I think it's him, because of where it is.
Yeah.
Because if it was a family member, they would have done it probably more towards the center of the hand because it's easier to reach.
Yep.
To do that, they'd have to wrench his hand this way, and then, you know what I mean? Like, they'd have to get it here, and that seems really difficult.
Yeah, he was
So
doing it.
that's why I think it was him.
Getting his aggression out or something. Maybe.
Right. It,
Agree.
you know, it's physically expressing the inner turmoil that he's feeling. So that was how he got his emotions out. It's really not a healthy way to do it, but
yeah, I was just going to say in a
did
very
it.
negative way. But
But we did
Right.
see that he did start crying, so he is starting to address it in a healthier way. It's just not
Right.
going to be immediate.
But
I just love that burn didn't even phase him.
No, that's also how you know he's been doing it himself.
Yeah. He just
But I
sat
think
there and just looked at it. Not even a wince on his face.
no,
the
I
burn-
don't.
He's
Exactly.
probably done it so many times in the same spot that he's, I don't know, learned to not feel it.
He's been scarred that he's just reburning the same scar. I
See-
mean, over a while.
I think it's more the fact that the burn is for him to not cry. You know, okay, well, I'm crying. Well, you know, if I have pain, then I won't cry anymore. Because he never really cried any time that he got his ass kicked or, you know, in any way, shape, or form
We've
got...
seen him cry before.
Yeah, he has once.
Yeah. When
But maybe...
I'm pretty sure with
just a-
Merle.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
And one more time, I'm sure he's cried before.
it was Beth, and then there was a few. I'm trying to remember, but it. Oh, his Merle, his brother.
And you want to know why I remember? Because I remember the meme. If Daryl cries, we all cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. He definitely, right now, doesn't want to deal with it. So he's going to go through the pain so he doesn't have to cry. But I think now he's, especially after what Carol, because he trusts Carol. He believes in Carol. And after what she said, I think he's going to start accepting that he's got to cry this out.
Yeah.
He's got to feel human emotions. That's what we do as people.
Exactly.
Speak for
It's
yourself.
time to feel feelings.
Being around all death, it's probably it makes them realize that what still keeps them human, crying.
I really hope he
But they're
still
the
has
Walking
that
Dead.
book, too.
They are the Walking Dead.
And I hope we get another appearance of that book. And I hope he still has it.
Hmm. Yeah.
The book on child abuse.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Dealing with child.
He may not. He may
Yeah,
not.
he may have lost it, but I hope he still has it.
He may even use it for firewood or fire. No, not firewood. Kindling. Grr.
Maybe, hopefully not.
It's probably still in his nap.
Grr.
Yeah.
So in the clip that we got to see on the Talking Dead, which Clio, I know you and John did not see. Pat, Michelle, did you guys watch Talking Dead?
We watched a little
part
bit.
of it.
Mhm.
They showed a clip from next week, and the clip that they showed was actually the guy that shows up at the end of the episode, which is surprising because usually the Talking Dead shows like some random clip of somebody walking
Right.
through the woods somewhere, and it's like what?
Really
But no,
non-spoilery stuff.
yeah, they actually showed them talking to the guy, and they were asking him how many of the rest of his group is out there, and he just gave this like really cocky answer of, "Does it matter? No, really, like, does it matter? I mean, as if I was to tell you that it was just me, would you believe me? Or if there were 2 or 36 of us, would you believe me?" So he's got a bit of sass to him.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, this is
Not
a
smart.
group that I don't think can deal with sass right now.
Right.
I hope we get no nonsense Rick.
And
One strike Rick.
Yeah.
and the Penguin from Gotham was the guest on Talking Dead this week. He was a very excellent treat to watch. And side note, I did not realize that that's his real nose on Gotham. I thought they doctored that up a little bit to give him like the point to it. I'm sorry if you're watching this, Mr. Penguin. What's his name? Something Lord Taylor?
I'm not sure.
No, but it's not a prosthetic schnoz. That's
No, it's definitely not.
Yeah.
But
So much like the Penguin. I love it. I was just like looking, and I was like, when I saw the actor, I was like, no, that's the Penguin.
yeah, but he had mentioned when you watch that scene. So now, when you guys go to watch that scene next week, watch Carol's expression. She like, as he's saying this, she like rolls her eyes and like turns away. Like that response totally disgusted her.
Probably.
So, I had to rewind to catch that on the DVR, and oh my god, it was hysterical. So
They don't have time for that.
yeah.
They
Nobody got time for that.
They really don't.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
God, they really don't, though.
None of it.
This group though, this group, whatever it's gonna end up being,
Yeah.
seems interesting, and
Well,
I'm hoping it's like I'm hoping there's at least one termite left somewhere.
So let me read you the synopsis for next week's episode. Next week is The Distance. Lasting through a spectacular storm, Rick and the group meet a seemingly friendly person. Can they be trusted, or are they just manipulating Rick? So right there, they're contradicting themselves by saying friendly person singular and then referring to a group as them.
Right.
So I think it's a group.
Yeah.
They kind of fucked themselves over in that synopsis right there.
They revealed more than they usually do.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So,
But yeah, I'm hoping that maybe this group is like the wolves. You know, like we know it's a separate group, but I'm hoping maybe they embraced and took in some of the termites, and that's how they know Rick. Because
Yeah,
I don't see any other reason how they would know Rick's name and you know.
Morgan. I think maybe they had a run-in with Morgan. Or they found the map that was left. I mean, did Morgan take the map with him?
When was we
I
saw
believe he
Morgan
did.
how many times before
Morgan
this?
pulled the map.
Twice.
Two.
You know, like, did Rick really leave that much of an impact on Morgan that he's gonna like
Oh, absolutely.
follow Rick around and
Absolutely.
tell everybody that he sees about Rick?
Absolute. Well, I don't know if he'll tell everyone he sees, but absolutely.
But he's gonna look.
Rick saved Morgan's life.
Yeah.
And now they're on the same track. So
Yeah. But then it wasn't just that Rick saved him, like, because he saved him in the first episode.
Yeah, and
Then when he
his
met him in
son or
season
something.
3,
Wasn't his son in the first episode?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
When he met him again in season 3, he like sort of saved Morgan's soul. He brought him back from the brink of just killing himself over what he was doing in that house and in that area.
Yep.
So
I remember.
definitely he left an impact.
Do you guys think we're gonna get another Morgan visitation at the end of next episode? I think it's about time for one.
End of next episode? I
Episode.
don't know if we're gonna get one that soon.
Yeah.
Really? That soon?
Maybe
We've
towards
got
the-
2 teasers of him in the last half of this season. I
Yeah,
think the next time
episode-
we see him, it's gonna be not just a cameo.
It was the first episode of the season and the last episode before the break, right?
Yep.
How many episodes of Walking Dead do we have left? Not many.
I think there's 5.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's Gotham. Wait.
yeah.
No.
Well, this is
I honestly
episode
don't know.
8.
This is episode 10.
This is episode 10.
Yeah. Distance is 10.
So
The mid-season
we'll probably go to where we go to 14 or 16. I forget.
16, I would say. If they
So-
cut it in
Yeah.
half exactly.
16. So we'll get
But
It's
Because we have
getting down to
distance.
the
Yeah,
wire.
we're
Yeah.
going to 16, so we have
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
Distance
4. We have
only.
6 episodes left.
6 episodes left. Yeah.
So we'll see. Yep.
I'm psyched, bros.
I don't think we're gonna get Morgan this season. I think we're gonna see him in another little cameo, and I think we're gonna see him in the finale, and they're gonna leave it on that, and then we're gonna get him the full next season.
That's exactly what
I
I
mean,
was.
maybe, but I think 2 teases, and then I think we're getting him. So
I don't know.
that's what I
We'll
think.
see. I hope so.
From right
Anyone
now.
else have anything else to say about this episode?
No, I'm done.
This was a good episode,
It was very good.
but no.
tap out.
Awesome.
I liked it.
No, it was-
John, where can
Hi.
people find you?
There. No
There.
more, no more. On the Twitter. And if you want to see me do Let's Plays on YouTube, you can follow me at Nahojm, Nhojm. Check it out.
Dom, where can people find you?
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
Phenomenon. Michelle,
Do-do-do-do.
where can the people find you?
You can find us at Twitter at Michelle, Pishele, and time
And space.
I like that you're doing it dramatically again.
Jazz hands.
You can find me at Clio Moto. On the socials and on Twitch at the Clio Moto. But we're strobing it.
Oh, strobe effect.
Strobing it. You can find all of us on ASOTV podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, MySpace, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows. Until next week. Bye. Or sooner if you watch our other shows.
I think she said MySpace wrong.
So real quick, long story short, Pat was wearing a shirt that said, what was the shirt, Pat?
I've hit more deer with my truck than you've shot with your gun.
And I walked up, I read it behind Pat, I walked up in front of him, looked him right in the eye, and I was like, Pat, you don't even own a truck. He forgot he was wearing the shirt, had no clue this went on for an hour. Until he finally realized, and it was hysterical. The end.